not within walking distance of the Dunbar and Harlem Heights communities. Harlem Heights is still underwater. And so our citizens are not getting the same attention as the other communities in Sanibel and Captiva and Naples.
Okay. And have you been organizing, I guess, with other like churches or
Right.
something like
We are. This is. I am president of the Palm Beach County Black Caucus, but this is the Black Unity Coalition, which is comprised of Black religious and community groups, which likewise cover the diaspora. We have Haitians, we have African Americans, we have Jamaicans, all a part of this organization that are dedicated in this single venture to providing relief to the Black citizens of Fort Myers.
Okay. Is that something that is also a part of it? Like, it's not just, I guess, maybe like, I guess it's a predominantly black area, but there's other people that I'm guessing also in this area too that this affects.
Yeah, anyone living in the Dunbar or Harlem Heights community is eligible to receive our resources. We wouldn't do to those people what is being done to us. That wouldn't be right. Yeah. So we're going to provide the needed resources to folks who just don't have the means or the access to receive the hurricane relief supplies that are being given to other communities.
Okay. What do you know about this area, I guess, before, like, even the storm hit? Was this an area that I was already facing some hardships, like, as far as...
Well, Lee County is like no other county. Every other county in Palm Beach, or in the state of Florida, segregation persists. And so with segregation, you have all of the maladies of a disenfranchised population. So it's no different than Palm Beach or Duval or Orange.
Okay.
It's the same everywhere in Florida.
All right. And so were they already having issues, I guess, with like infrastructure and before all this happened?
Absolutely. And when you know, it's often been said that when America has a cold, the Black community has pneumonia. So this is just a product of systemic racism that abounds in this country and certainly in the state of Florida.
Okay. And why do you think this is? Just why do you think that, you know, when everybody's coming saying all this stuff, like we got to come together and we, you know, have to do, team up or whatever, right, to get all these things done, but there's, the reality is there's certain areas where this is just never done.
Right. Well, that's a very lengthy discussion on systemic racism, and I don't have all the answers to that, but I think that those who claim to be our friends, it's in the convenient times that they're our friends. In the more difficult times, we see who our true friends are, and I think that is just a product of folks really wanting to put themselves on the line in dangerous and/or precarious situations such as this.
Okay, so would you say it's kind of like this is one of those times where it's time to put up or shut up?
Absolutely, and we are primarily a political organization that represents the interests of Black people, whether they be from Haiti, whether they are from Jamaica, whether they're from Africa or the Caribbean. But one thing we are looking at is the disinterest of the Democratic Party. They do want our vote, but they haven't been active in helping us resolve the issues that are ongoing in Fort Myers, Lee County for Black residents. And we remember that.
Okay, so you do see this as something that, like, it's kind of like will be a focal point, like especially over the next month or two.
Well, certainly. We have an election coming up on November 9th. Those citizens in Fort Myers, Lee County, are going to have difficulty voting. I suspect that the governor will expand the voting days in order to give them access, because there is a very large vote block of Republican votes. And so they can benefit from that, but I likewise suspect that the Democratic Party will come running to us and asking for us to help get the vote out. But we're going to be asking them, where were they? Where were they?
Is that something, I guess, even after all is said and done, is this something you plan on reminding them of?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I intend to.
All right. And for people who are not Black, or maybe still be people of color, like, what do you have to say to them, or just anybody else that's watching this, like, who thinks that this might not have anything to do with them?
Well, until all of us are free, none of us are free. I think that that is an age-old statement, and it is very true. Although we are principally concerned with African Americans, we likewise would never reject anyone that is Hispanic, Latin American. We are about the business of attempting, America did not become a democracy until black people earned the right to vote. And so, although the stated values of this country are one thing, its actual practice is something very different. And so, when we become free, then all become free. In every specter of our rights in this country, our stated rights that are always seem to be lacking when it comes to black and brown people.
Okay, so this is just a farther-reaching problem than just black people.
It is. It's a problem for any non-whites of any stripe that come to this country. And so, in this instance, we're attempting to address that because no one's coming to help us, and so we have to help ourselves. And we see the people in Lee County to be no different than our family and friends here in this community.
Okay, how can people help?
We are collecting clothing items, water, ice. We have 2 locations for drop-off. That's at the New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church in West Palm Beach, 911 9th Street, and at the St. John's Baptist Church in Boynton Beach. Both of those are drop-off locations, and we are likewise taking a bus over to Fort Myers on Monday morning, Indigenous Peoples Day, formerly known as Columbus Day, in order to provide real-time provisions to the communities of Dunbar.
Okay. All right, anything else I missed at all that you want to mention?